Hello, and thank you for clicking on this video. So I wanted to ask you, do you love God? Now, I've gone through different stages, I would say, in my life. Of course, I've talked about, not really knowing anything about God, and then becoming a believer, and then now I call myself a knower. I know, I don't just believe in God. I know God exists. So, anyways, in those different stages, of course, even when I didn't really know anything, I would say, "Yeah, I love God." I think probably most people, if you ask them that question, they will say, "Yeah, yeah, of course I love God." Right? Now, this is the first extra question I'll ask you is, do you even know God? Do you even know God? Um, how can you say you love someone if you don't even know that person? Does that make sense? Now, I mean, you can have general love, of course, but I'm talking about intimately. Like you can't have that type of relationship without knowing the person. It's the same with God. So and again, I'm talking from my own experience. Like I'm not trying to I'm trying to make you aware, not just say you're bad or anything. I'm not. That's not what this is about. Or like God commands you to love Him. Like that's not even the truth. Okay, if that's what you're thinking, please stick with me. But really, it comes down to of course, what you desire in your heart. What do you put your energy into? What do you focus on? And it's true with anybody. Like if you're, if you say you love a family member, or if you love your spouse or whatever, you can say that. But if you desire it, if you really do truly do love them, you would want to spend time with them. Correct? It's the same with God. It's the same, on your side. It's the same thing. It's the same thing as far as a real relationship, and that's what He desires. Now this is the thing. Especially like when I was younger, there's kind of a worldly perception, like God commands, right? God commands. So let me just straighten that out real quick. If that's what you're thinking, He doesn't he doesn't command because He demands it for His own ego. Like that's a worldly thinking. Like He is love and He commands it because that is life for you. Like literally. It's not just a good life or a better life or what He thinks is a better life for you. It literally is life. Like there's no separation. Okay? And I've talked about this before. And when this like clicked a few years ago for me, it just changed. It changes everything. It simplifies so much. It frees you from so much because that's the light, the truth, and it shines light in the darkness, and there's no gray areas and all that stuff. And I've talked about that. But this video, I specifically want to bring up, like the question, do you love God? Now, this is the thing. I'm going to read some verses here, okay, to make you aware of how do you know you love God? Besides what I've just kind of talked about, like involving Him, wanting to spend time with Him, thinking about Him, talking to Him, okay, and that's real. Like you really need to do that if you claim to love God, okay? Because I've heard many people say, "Oh yeah, I love God," but they say it, and somebody knows God or not, okay? And you people say it because of what they think they should say instead of what the truth really is, or even being aware of the truth. So I'm going to read some verses here that really talks about like it really shines light on, do you really love God or not? You know, are you just living in an illusion that you love God, or are you living in truth, the reality that you love God? Okay. So I'm going to start with John chapter 14, verse 21. Okay. Which says, this is our Lord Jesus Christ speaking. He that hath my commandments and keepeth them, he it is that loveth me. And he that loveth me shall be loved of my Father, and I will love him and will manifest myself to him. And that was also what really clicked for me a few years ago. It's literally, if you have his commandments and keepeth them, it is he that loves him. So again, whatever in your life, whatever you're, wherever you are in your journey, whatever, okay, just think about something that you love. Something you love doing, something you love being, or something you love, I don't know, doing or whatever. Um, you desire to spend time and energy doing that or being that or whatever, right? Or being with that person or whatever, correct? You spend time and energy trying to please that person, correct? Well, that's the thing. I mean, of course, the Almighty, the Creator, he. There's nothing impossible, but He gave us free will to choose, because love, real love, is freedom. It, you have the choice. Okay, you can't force someone to love you. You can't deceive someone to love you, because that's not love. Okay, it's an illusion. It's not real. It's not true. But and he wants us to love him. But the thing is, you can't say you love God, but what you do and say and think and desire and all that stuff is not of God. Does that make sense? So it's not like, and I know there's a worldly perception, at least I had it when I was younger, that it's God's command, he's demanding it from you, and that he's just going to put you in hell if you don't. Okay, that was kind of the perception. That's not the way it works. But the way it works is, if you choose him, you'll have life. If you don't, there's nothing that exists. There is no life without God. And he loves you. He wants you to live. He didn't, create you to die. You have a purpose. But to live, you need to involve him. That's there's no gray area. There's no life without God. Literally. Like literally. It's not just a better life or a hopeful life or whatever. It's literally life. Okay? There is no life separate from the Creator. And that was, like I said, it was a realization that took a long time for me to really realize, but I thank God, because he kind of picked me up and showed me. And I thank him for it, because I was in darkness without knowing it. But what it comes down to is, if you love God, you will keep his commandments, not because he demands it, but because you love those commandments. Like, he is love, so you want to be love. He is truth, so you want to be truth. He is peace, so you want to be peaceful. He is all that stuff. And if you don't love that stuff, you literally don't love God. There is no separation. So you can't say you love God, but oh no, I don't like peaceful things. I don't like telling the truth. I don't like being honest. I don't like being a, like I said, someone of peace, I like to have conflicts. Like you can't do that. It's either one or the other. It either is or is not. I've talked about this. There is no gray area. There is no love from darkness. There is no hate from the light. Like there isn't. It just isn't. So if you love God, you will keep his commandments, not because he told you to, and you're doing it because you were told. You're doing it because you want to. You desire to. Okay. And now I'm going to read 1 John chapter 4, verses 16 through 21. And we have known and believed the love that God hath to us. God is love. Doesn't say God loves. It says God is love, and he is. You're talking about the creator of all. It's not a worldly thinking. Like I've said before, noun. It's not an adjective. It's not that he's loving. It's that he is love. Okay? God is love. And he that dwelleth in love dwelleth in God, and God in him, because there is no separation. Herein is our love made perfect, that we may have boldness in the day of judgment, because as he is, so are we in this world. There is no fear in love, but perfect love casteth out fear, because fear hath torment. He that feareth is not made perfect in love. And a side note here, that's why I say you fear God in terms of respect the truth that we're the creation and we're not greater than the creator, and he's almighty, definitely beyond worldly understanding. But, and I'm talking that from experience, but it's, it's fear out of respect, but it's not fear like cower in the corner, shaking in your boots, like as far as, like he knows you, he loves you, he's your creator, okay? It's not worldly thinking. It's not a dictator that's giving out commands from a place of ego and power and pride and fear and greed, because that's not God. It's out of love. And love, the fruits of the Spirit, love is peaceful, it's long-suffering, patient. I mean, it's all those things. It's in the Bible. It's all right there, okay? Sorry, going back to this. We love him because he first loved us. If a man say, I love God, and hateth his brother, he is a liar. For he that loveth not his brother whom he hath seen, how can he love God whom he hath not seen? And this commandment we have from him, that he who loveth God love his brother also. Because again, love is God. There is no separation. Okay? And he has loved us first. I've talked about this before, and something that did help me is literally picture him with you at all times. Whatever. Like, just kind of picture him being right behind you or sitting beside you, whatever you want to do. It's your relationship. But one thing that definitely helped me to really try to grasp, because he is always with you. He is. There is nowhere you can go, even hell itself, where he is not hearing you with you. Okay? Because we are part of the one body. There's no separation. Okay? And so, and for our understanding, because we're limited and finite and not perfect, it's hard for us to really understand that. But one thing that helped me is literally picture him wherever you are. And so I want to take that a step further real quick, and then I'll read the last verse and get this video over with. But have you thought about this? So try to think about a person, okay? Literally, in terms of something we can maybe understand a little bit better. Think of a person that literally everywhere you've been, everywhere you've gone, through everything that's happened to you, through everything you've done, he's been literally with you, right? Now, my question is, have you ignored him your whole life? Or have you involved him? Thanked him for being there for you. Thanked him for all the times that he saved you from things, pushed things out of your way, even when you weren't looking at him. Like he's always been there. Okay? He loves you. And that's the thing. We love him. We love God because he first loved us. He created us. He loved us before we were in the flesh. Okay? So but I want to bring that up because, have you thought about that? Like literally picture a person beside you through your whole life, wherever you've been. Have you ignored that person or have you acknowledged that person? So anyways, last one I'm going to read here is, and I've read this pretty recently in a video, but I'm going to read it again because it's important to understand. Like, again, there's no separation. Like, what is life? Like, God is the great I am that I am. Like, there's no words in our languages, all the worldly languages, to really fully describe him because he is the great I am. He is that he is. Okay? There's no separation, like I said. Love, life, like those things we think more of as separate from us in a worldly thinking. And that's the thing that really clicked is there is no separation. Like literally. Okay? He is those things. So to love him is you desire those things and you try to be those things. Okay? And this kind of lists those things. Okay? It's Galatians chapter 5, verses 16 through 26. This I say then, walk in the Spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. For the flesh lusteth against the Spirit, and the Spirit against the flesh. And these are contrary the one to the other, so that ye cannot do the things that ye would. If ye be led of the Spirit, ye are not under the law. Now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lasciviousness, idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, variance, emulations, wrath, strife, seditions, heresies, envyings, murders, drunkenness, revelings, and such like, of the which I tell you before, as I have also told you in time past, that they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of God. And a side note here, it's not because it's like God's keeping you from those things. You are literally choosing those things. That's why I mentioned not in a video recently that you have to take self-responsibility. Like this worldly mindset tries to mold you to try to deflect responsibility is the goal. No, you need to accept truth. And the truth is you are responsible for your actions. And again, it starts with your desires in here in your heart and your mind. That's what I said. It always starts there. And you'll project out here what you desire in here. Okay. And again, there's no gray area. It's either of the spirit or of the flesh. It's either light or dark. It's either life or death. It's either of the spirit or not. Like there is no separation. Okay, so you choose in every moment what you are desiring, what you're being. You're choosing it in every decision, action, in every moment. Every thought, every feeling, everything. You're always choosing it. That's why I said the goal is to live in the moment and try to come from a place of love every moment because that is God. Okay. I'm going to continue on. Sorry. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. Against such there is no law. And they that are Christ's have crucified the flesh with the afflictions and lusts. If we live in the Spirit, let us also walk in the Spirit. Let us not be desirous of vainglory, provoking one another, envying one another. And that's the thing. It's not just what you say, or like I've said before, we have images of ourselves in our head, but is that image an illusion or is it truth? Like it's hard to face truth because you have to face the truth about yourself. But that's the only way. That's the only way to get out of the darkness. Truth is the light. Okay. And it's not just saying the right things or trying to convince yourself of the right things. It's literally, what are you? What are you doing? What are you desiring? Because that is you. And that is truth. And it's hard. It's hard. And because even if you know the truth, it's hard to actually be truth in the moments. And part of that is controlling your emotions and stuff like that. But I don't want to go off too far. I know I've already talked a long time. But, and thank you for sticking with me in this video. And if you like the video, please thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. Ring-a-ding-a-ling that bell for notifications to let you know when I upload videos. And as always, stay strong. God bless.